All right, so here we have our P5JS editor. Just before you start, make sure you've actually logged in. It's in the top right corner. Otherwise, you won't be able to do some pictures or it won't save and stuff. So that would be the first thing I do. When you first open the program, you're going to see a couple things already set up for you. Function setup, function draw. This create canvas. So if I just hit play, we're going to see just this kind of gray screen here. It's saying it's 400 pixels by 400 pixels. So if I was to change this to 600, we would see that our width is now 600. If I change this one to 600 as well, now my height is going to be 600. So width, then height. Now in my background draw, this is what's going to change my color. So it is the red, green, blue color scheme. So like I can just put 255 and this should turn white. And if I put 0, it should go black. So there we go. Now you can also use your red, green, blue. So that's like your 0, 0, 0. And we can play around with it that way. And it should still be black. But if I put this one to 200, let's say, then now we have red, because our red. So red, green, blue. So those are some things that you can play around with as you're looking at it. You can go pick a color picker. That's kind of your starting point for this. Now, the nice thing about JavaScript is everything is dynamic, meaning you can actually change things on the screen. And we will combine JavaScript and HTML together. You're going to see some similar things. We've got these curly brackets in here. So everything that we're doing that wants to have something drawn has to be in these curly brackets, at least for the start. And anything you want happening at the very, very start when you first open the program, that goes in your setup. So they have a canvas created for us. All right, so we have that. I want to just put some text on the screen. So I'm going to put that in my draw loop. Now that has to go between our braces. So in that draw loop, it's just going to be text. And I'm going to put what I want to say. So I'm going to say, hey, I am Groot. Now you do need this to be in quotation marks. And let's say I want this to be at, well, I guess I got to pick where it is. I haven't talked about that yet. This is 0, 0. So if I just put 0, 0, it is on the coordinate system. Just like HTML, we're going to have to end with a semicolon here. And you can't see anything. So what I'm going to do, let's go put this back to white. Okay, there we go. So now we're in white. Let's go somewhere in the middle of the screen though. So let's just say like 100, 100. We're about 1,000. That's going to be off the screen. There we go. So 0, 0 is somewhere up here showing. So we have our width and our height. So here, if I change this to, let's say 300, it should shift to the right. There we go. If I want it to go down, I need to make this number bigger. We said 600 as big as it is. So if I put like 500 here, then it should move almost to the bottom. Yep. And so on. You can play with those as much as you want. So there, we made some text. Now, what if I wanted this text to move though? Like, what if I wanted to like scroll across? That'd be way cooler than HTML. Because right now this is just HTML basically, just a different way of writing it, or that's what it looks like anyway. So the first thing I have to do is set up what's called a variable. So I'm going to put that at the very start, and I have to initialize it, meaning I have to actually start. So we're going to say let, and I'll call this location. And we're going to put what we want the location to start at. I want it to start on the left side of the screen, so I'll say like 50. And if I hit play, nothing should happen. Non-configurable. Oh, okay. And we're back. So in the bottom here, we have a console that's saying what's wrong. So it's saying syntax error, redeclaration of non-configurable global property location. Meaning, you can't use the word location. It's already being used somewhere, so I'm just going to put loc. And now it's happy. Cool. Good. Fortunately, nothing changed. Because right now we said, hey, we want the location to be 50, but in our text it still says 300. So I'm going to replace that with location, and now it should move over to 50. Perfect. So now if I put like 80 here, it should move over a little bit. Put like 200, move over a little bit more. Again, you're probably still thinking, well, it doesn't really help me. Now I'm just writing it up there. Yeah, exactly. So now we have to do something inside the code that's going to change it. So you have to understand how this code works now. So the first thing it's going to do, it's going to run this setup, and it only does this once. So function setup only happens once, but then it goes to the next function, the draw one. And this is a loop. It happens over and over again. So first it'll read background 255. Boom. Text, I am Groot. Boom. And it's done. And in fact, if you even change the order of this, and we put the text first, you should see, oh, there's nothing. Because it follows the order exactly. It does the text, and that's like right, you won't even see it. And then it does the background right after, which just plasters right over it, because the background does everything. So I'm going to want the background first, then the text is going to go on top of that background. Now once the text has had a chance to write once, I want it to move over, let's say 5 pixels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, my location right now, I want it to be the location, so wherever it is, plus 5. And oh, now it's starting to scroll. So what's happening is it does the text. Let's just wipe this out for a second. It does the background. Then it does the text. And then it says, hey, I should make that location 1 bigger. So then it goes back up to the top and restarts because it's a loop. And it goes to the background, text. But now this location isn't 50 anymore, it's 55. But then again, it's going to repeat this, and it'll repeat forever, is the kind of loop this is. So if I get rid of these there, and now it should scroll across. Now if you want that to be smaller, you just make the amount like 1. So each time it's going to move 1. And it's a lot slower now. So it looks a little bit better. All right, is there anything else I want to discuss in this? You could also do minus. So we could make it so it goes backwards. Now the one thing I don't like right now though is that when it gets to the very end, let's speed this up, it's way too slow. 4, it just disappears. It would be cool if it went all the way back around. And I'm gonna let you see if you can figure that out. It's pretty tough on your own. All right.